I want to welcome you back to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaha Diamond. What's up, you guys? It's been such a long time since I've heard from you. Not really. It's 8 o'clock last night. Did you tune in every night, 7 days a week, like 8 p.m.? You can tune in. Make your comments below. Let me know what else you want to see. But we have authors today. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. You can get us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spreaker, Spotify, TuneIn, Roku, Deezer, Amazon, Fire, and YouTube. My YouTube is growing. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the YouTube. If you haven't done that already, please go to our YouTube, Dream Chasers Radio, hit that subscribe button and the notification bells. If you are here on Vimeo, which we are right now, go ahead and hit the follow button. I love followers, and we don't have that many, but we do have 66,000 people that tune in every single month. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching the videos. We have a wonderful author for you today, and I want to welcome him to the show. Please tell everybody who you are and what you do, please.
Yeah, hi. My name is Dr. Salar Khan, and I'm the author of the book, Am I Burnout at Work? A SelfCare Solution. And this book published last year, October. And why I wrote this book? Because I want to give the heads up to our readers, audience, to see what exactly the burnout is. Most of the time, the people, they don't know what is going on in their body and mind, and they are under stress. Sometimes they may not be able to identify it until it is so late. Then in that way, they go into a really a very bad burnout. So that is all my book. And then next, if whatever you will ask me, I will explain slowly and gradually. So in this interview, I just want to give a very good outline about the burnout, so the audience and readers of my book will understand what exactly the burnout, how it is started, what are the problem with the employer or employee or the professional people. And this burnout is really a very common and burning issue among the professional class of the group, and particularly the human resource department, physicians, doctors, residents, and medical students, nurses, police officers, and school teachers. So you name everyone, even between wife and husband, sometimes they also burn out at home because of so many issues and problems. But that is a separate entity, because when we are talking about the burnout, it is specifically related to the workplace issue. And it is anxiety and depression is the part of the burnout. But I can separate out this anxiety and depression from burnout. Why? Because the burnout is specifically occupational problem related to workplace. If someone else is having anxiety and depression, it may be the psychological effect, psychiatric problem. It is the different issue. It may be a reactive depression. It may be panic anxiety attack or something. It's entirely separate. So we are not discussing on that issue. We are just discussing work-related anxiety and depression, and that if it advances, it lead to suicidal thought, and people may think to commit suicide because they feel the life is worthless. They are unable to do anything. So that is very dangerous situation. And when I work in Saudi Arabia as a physician, pulmonologist, and psychiatrist, so I was also having an early phase of burnout. And because my responsibilities was increased, I become a chief of medicine, dealing all my patients and inpatient, outpatient, emergency room, ICU, critical care, everything. And then plus holding the administrative job also. So it was very hectic and too much, and it causing stress to me because it was my first time and I was young. And then I was expecting at that time that my salary will increase because I am holding the administrative position also. But they didn't give me any salary increase or anything else. So I'm also a human being. So my expectation was increased salary, but it's not. So the reality when came to me, and I understand that I'm not getting any benefit. And why I will work every day 18 hours and every 2 weeks I'm getting one off. So in that way, I start stress and feel frustration and all those things as other people also think about it. Okay, if we are overwork, overload, and nobody is appreciating my work, and appreciation most of the time, common people think that it is in the form of salary, money, an increase, raise, or any incentive award, because it is very important. We are all human beings and extra work and doing something good, extraordinary. Our expectations are there. So what I learned, lesson at that time, it passed 6 months, 8 months, and after that I realized that why I am thinking in that direction. This is the wrong approach, wrong thinking. They are not going to give me the salary. I decided to come and work in Saudi Arabia. It is my choice. So what I do, I'm getting opportunity to hold the administrative position, learning more, getting more skill, right? No problem. In that way, I will be at the end of the day, get the benefit of all these experiences and first-hand experience holding top position. And then I can see how far I am ready to accept the challenges in my life and how I can tackle all those challenges and so nicely. And what is my outcome of all projects and goals and everything with the organization. So once I think in that positive way, I change my negative thinking into the positive. Oh, then I start enjoying my life. I say, oh, I am looking for that one. Money, time will come, I will get money, I will earn money, no problem. But I'm getting this opportunity. And the most of our organization here, the people, when we give any extra work, they say, no, it's not my job. They will say, I'm not getting any extra money. Why I will do it? Why I will take the responsibility? So this is the negative thinking. If the people are having that type of negative, they never learn in their career. So it's my advice here with our audience and reader of my book, whatever you get a chance, get involved into it. When you exposed to the more high pressure, high stressful environment, you will learn something. If not learn, no problem. In future, you know that where are your boundaries. You can limit your boundaries yourself, but at least in your old age, you cannot regret yourself. Oh, if I did this, I will be somewhere else. So that regret will not come. So you decided, you do it, positive thing, and always think about the challenges, because the life is a challenge. Every day we are facing a lot of challenges, and without challenges, life is bored. So many people I heard they are saying, oh, life is very bored. I say, no, life is beautiful. Even then, if you will see in your garden, you can see the rabbit, you can see the squirrel and all other people, they are playing here and there. Morning and evening, we can listen the song of the birds. So beautiful, cheerful. I can start enjoying all the nature beauty also. It gives me the relaxation. And then it gives me the reality to understand myself, where I stand today, what I am doing it. And then I feel more passion to help the humanity, to help our fellows. I'm also physician. I suffered that one. I decided when I know that every year 400 doctors committing suicide because of the burnout. And I don't want. I start crying for that one when I read in some magazine or somewhere that, and then I start working on it and finding research and all those things to understand what exactly this burnout is and why it is causing committing suicide and everything. And then I start thinking myself, oh, thank God, I was able to control myself. And immediately I changed my negative thought into the positive one. So here in the United States or anywhere, because the professional education is very costly. Everyone is having a loan debt, right? And loan debt, everybody is trying to pay off so quickly, but they cannot. It takes time to earn money and pay, and gradually it takes 7 to 10 years. They cannot wait. They are anxious. And after that, their stress level is increasing, right? The years and years passing, and they start thinking when they are going to buy the house, when they are going to keep their family and grown up and everything like that, and college and education and tuition for their kids. So, so all these things add up their stress and their performance. So the question is that once any professional people, their expectations are always high because they are professional. They spend money, they borrow loan, and they want to earn a lot of money. And technically, they are earning the money, but their expenditures are very high because of the liability cost, liability coverage, and everything like that. At the end of the day, what they expect, they are not earning. And then they have reality. They can see the reality after 2 3 years, they are not accomplishing anything. Then ultimately they go into the chronic stress, and chronic stress lead to depression, and then it causes anxiety. So this is entire chemical change, chemical reaction related to the starting one point and going beyond control. So in this book, I explain about the 18 phases of burnout. And I make it very, because I apply on myself. So in that way, I make it each point separate. And after each headline, each point, I make the self-care solution. So the reader, I don't know, they may at what level having a burnout, very early phase, undetectable, detectable, moderately severe, very severe. So ultimately they can start thinking about it, what level they are. And it is in a very simple language, not a very sophisticated medical terminology or anything else. Anybody can read, anybody can understand that one. And at least if they read, understand that, at least they can help their colleagues if they are suffering from anything like that. So ultimately, it is also going to help the other community, other people also. So in that way, I want to spread the spectrum of the knowledge to understanding about the burnout. And that's why I wrote a song in the book also, the burnout awareness song.
Wow.
Yeah, and that song will help, because I noticed that some people, they have a very good understanding when they read in the form of poetry. They can remember well instead of too much detailed summary. So I concise into the clinical symptoms and presentation of the burnout in the form of awareness song. And then another poetry I wrote it, 2.5 page. It is just related to the self-care solution. So in that way, it is helping the people.
Definitely, definitely. Now, it's okay. So it sounds like you have kind of like a two working title book here. So, Am I Burned Out at Work? A Self-Care Solution as a title. I mean, why is that? Why do you have both of them? Why didn't you separate it and write two books?
Because the point is that it will be hard once the people understand why I'm burnout, and they understand about the process of burnout and disease process, sign and symptom and understanding and everything, and then they have to buy another book for the self-care solution. And then people say the author is making money, he wants to make the money, that's why he make the two books. No, I don't want.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, because money is not in my list throughout my career.
It really is an afterthought when you're really caring about people and
Yeah,
you're trying to do good. It's not the first thought that comes in your mind.
yeah. So I just want to give something as a full package. They can read, they can understand, and they can visit my webpage also. And there is a different blogs and all those things related to the burnout, and with my other books also. So it will help them to orientate and get some basic some knowledge, information. So ultimately they can, because my thing is that because I work as an associate professor medicine also. So I just want to give a real crystal clear concept, whatever I'm telling the people, they can understand. And the first case of the burnout, I diagnosed. At that time, the terminology of the burnout was not out there, because I was practicing in Pakistan, and I graduated medical school and everything, and I got my training, and I got my pulmonary and critical care post-graduation in the lung diseases and all those things. So ultimately, at that time, from 1983 to 87, there was one patient. He was a CEO in a bank, top position holder. And then he came to me, and then he said that, oh, I don't want to work, I want to go for early retirement and this and that. So at that time, that burnout terminology I never know, because at that time there is no Google to search what exactly, right? So our all knowledge and everything limited to the library as well as through the book. But I took the history and examined and everything. He was having emotional upset and precipitating the asthmatic attack. So he was presenting as an asthmatic attack, severe and everything. I was managing everything. And then I took occupational history and all those things. So I got the idea that he was very much apprehended and stressful with the job related activities. So I start treating with a very simple mental relaxation therapy, low dose, and managing the asthma. So he was under very good control. But later on, he was so stressed that he said, I cannot cope with that one. In 1988, when I started working in Saudi Arabia, he resigned from the job. So ultimately, that is another example of how the people can present and everything. And that's why in the book, I just designed the self-care solution for or screening for the burnout for our primary care physician, early burnout phase and late burnout phase. So I put some questions together so the primary care physician can quickly screen if any patient is coming for different diseases or different problem. Okay, I cannot sleep, I am under stress and this and that. They can quickly evaluate the occupational history. And then they can find that, okay, what level of the burnout he is starting with. And now we are good that the this ICD, they make this burnout in the category of 11 as a occupational disease. Because before it was think that it is a medical condition or psychiatric condition. Because of the mental health stigma, the people are afraid or scared to go for treatment. Once they go for treatment, they got any psychological treatment or medicine, and it will reflect into their chart or something, and their employer will say, oh, you are taking the mental treatment or something like that. So ultimately, the ICD, they never decide to put into that category. And technically, it is a work-related occupational. So it's not a pure psychological or psychiatric conditions, definitely, to be true. So now I just want to make it clear. The people, they are afraid, no need to afraid. Go to your primary care, tell them it is an occupational condition, and then how you can manage it. And then the best solution in the book is also mentioned. Then you can sit with your boss, supervisor, manager. If you have any problem, any internal conflict, talk. No problem. They can, maybe their expectation is very high, or there may be a downsizing. They have a less employee. You have to be overloaded. But the positive feedback, if you are overloaded, you are going to learn more. Work it for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, no problem. You will learn the new area of work at the work. And ultimately, you add on your skill in your quota of your knowledge and professionalism. So it is going to pay you in later life. Wherever you will go, you have additional multitask oriented personality, and you have something back in your mind. You can how manage the different department and different things, and your spectrum is wide. And then you can be ready for the leadership role in any organization. So you cannot limit yourself. You can move further and taking a chance in your life. And once you are going and repeating the chance, our brain is very good. It start thinking and analyzing naturally. And then if there is any complex issue or something, what happened? Our mind will say, okay, before I have this problem, so we can do like this way or like this way. So in that way, we can start getting novel thought, novel solution of the complex issue. And I practice myself in my last 50 years. And I resolve so complex issues as a leadership role, as a hospital director, medical center director of medical services, dealing with the nurses, doctor, 500 hospital staff, doing my clinical work, everything I did it. And I worked nearly about 5.5 years in Saudi Arabia under the Ministry of Health. And I got each knowledge, how to make the policy and procedures and how to discipline the people and how to manage and how to save the money for the hospital. And there was a lot of medicine expire in the pharmacy, and they have a multi-pharmacy in the ward and inpatient, outpatient and all. So I manage all those things, and I put unit dose system. So how I got all those solutions because of that dealing with the complex. And then I was dealing with 6 high-class meetings, dealing with the Ministry of Health all the time. And then I work and I try to make that hospital as a model hospital. And the people start coming to learn from us how we are dealing with that, how we are managing our patient there. So this thing I want to give through this book, that anybody can have burnout, any reason. without reason. Sometimes it depends upon the individual personality. Because in the book, I started with the personality thing, because we have to know what type of my personality is. Either I'm extroverted or introverted. If I'm extroverted, I'm curious to talk with the people, and I get relaxed when I talk with the people, get the information from them. But my observation, if someone is extroverted too much, they are not good at the work. They're just talking, talking, talking. And then introverted, they are more focused, but they have little apprehension because they are focusing to do something, and they are under stress also. So we have to keep balance between extrovert and introvert also. So these things are very important to understand where we stand, what is my personality is. And then once I know that one, then I can think, if I am very quickly anger, how I can control my anger, why I will be angry for someone, who
Wow.
cares? There is no need to anger. It's a
Wow.
teamwork.
That's right. That's right. So where can people get your book?
Hmm?
Where can
Fine.
people get your book?
Yeah, the working people, it is good for them, and then they can buy from Amazon and Barnes and Noble and all those things is all available. And then Archway Publisher is the publisher. They are also at their web page also. And this is my third interview related to this book. Yeah, and then my a book earned 2 awards also recently, and I'm going to update at Amazon also regarding the awards for my this book also. So technically, this book is really very helpful for the professional group of the people. Even sometimes what happen, the leadership role, they are also burnout.
Yeah.
And off and on in the newspaper, you said that somebody is fired from the work, somebody is did and that. Why? Because when they are having a burnout, their performance at work is deteriorating because of the stress. They cannot focus. They cannot achieve the target or goal, whatever it is provided by the organization to complete that one. And they are not aware about the time management. I learned time management at the age of 12 years from my mother. I start helping in kitchen my mother, 12 years age, and I was start helping her in the home work and all those things. And then my mother told me, and still I remember, and I'm applying that one, that split your task into the smaller unit. After finish each task, put your right hand on your heart and say, good, I did something good. I'm happy, right? And don't expect any award or reward from somebody else.
That's right.
This is my mind, my body, my work. I feel happy. If I got the $1 million, I don't care. It will give me 15 minutes happiness.
That's
But
it.
this happiness forever. And then it add up. And then I will look for another uh, challenges to go for it and get the results. And by the virtue of that philosophy, my achievement rate is 100%. For all my goal in the organization and everything, I achieve 100% score in all my hospital management as well as my leadership role and all those things.
Mhm.
And then in the beginning, I was having trouble when I put a high expectation. Yeah, but I feel very happy in the beginning when I fail. Why? Because I'm looking far in future. Because once I failed, my mind start thinking what I did wrong, at what level, how I can improve further. If I got the achievement and success, mind stop thinking about it. Oh, I'm the champion, I'm the best one. And then we cannot improve, right? So failure is very good
It's
in
very,
that sense. Very good. Oh, yes,
very,
in the beginning, of course, because we are all here to learn in this environment, in this world. We are born all equal. Everyone is crying and drinking milk. In the so there is no difference between anyone. But
there is
our
no,
environment, yeah, and our environment make the difference, because our environment give us how to work, how to deal with. Home environment is good. We are very happy and pleasant. My kids are also very happy. They are also learning from us. If I'm bad, my kids are going to ruin, and their career and everything is gone. So ultimately, we have to be disciplined, organized, and time management, taking share and participation at the home activities as well as the job activities. And whatever is done at the job, I never bring any trouble at home. I never talk with my wife, oh, I have this trouble at the work, I this and that and that. I don't want to damage the peaceful environment at home. So many people, I notice that when they come and they start crying at home, oh, they are too much tired, they're too much work, this and that, and they start cursing the bosses and everything unnecessary. No, we are there. We are getting salary. We are having a job. I'm happy with that. So I have to give my 200%, not 100%. I am always ready to give 200% to my organization. If my organization is successful, I'm successful. That's my philosophy.
Well, I want to thank you, Doctor, for being on the show. Everybody, let me tell you something. You got to go get this book. I mean, because I know there have been times where I said, look, I can't do this no more. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. But I've put a few things in place so that way I don't get burned out anymore. And I think this book is going to help you. And please go ahead and go to the description box below, click on the link, and the doctor's book will be right there. All you have to do is just go ahead and get that book because everybody needs that book. Thank you so much for being on the show, Doctor. I appreciate it.
Yeah. At the end, I just want to give my web page.
Yes, definitely. I was going to ask you that.
Right. www.doctor spelled doctorsalarkhan.com.
Yes.
And so far I wrote 3 books. This is my second book. My first book is Unlocking the Natural Born Leader's Ability. And that book is also very good for the leadership role. If they are trying to learn how to become a leader, it's a very good. And then if someone wants to teach their kids about the leadership, they can find chapters on that. And then my third book is under production, and the title is The Future of the Global Leadership.
Okay.
So
right.
that next month is going to be published by the Archway Publishing. Mm-hmm. And that is also a very good, going to be a good book for the betterment of the humanity to avoid Third World War and all those things. And I put some suggestions for our global leaders, how they can behave, how they can work together to keep the peace on earth. I don't want massive killing and wars and everything like that, because at the end, we are the common people are suffer. Yes. The leaders are coming and going. Mm-hmm. So I hope that book will also very positive and productive, and the people will learn from that one, and we can keep something good for the future generation. Yes. And then keep their identity as a human being. Otherwise, nuclear war, biological war, it's going to kill everyone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we are not going to get anything.
Oh yeah.
Why we will do for that one? Wow. It's not making any sense to me. So that's why I decided to write that book, and I completed that one, and it is under production, and very soon it will be published.
Well, I want to thank you again so much for being on the show. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to Dream Chasers Radio. Again, all that information will be in the description box below. And I'll even go ahead and grab the other books and put them there too, so that you guys can. I want to thank you again so much for being on the show, Doctor. And thank you guys again so much for tuning in to Dream Chasers Radio. And don't forget to dare to be different. Yes!